So for anyone who doesn't know, could you break down the basics of a BOM? What is it and why is it important?
Yeah, of course. I know it must be like super overwhelming, especially all the different industries we work in.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, exactly. But I promise bombs they're not as dangerous as they sound. It's actually an acronym. It's an acronym that stands for Bill of Materials. And what Bill of Materials are, they're essentially like, think of them as like an ingredients list for manufacturers. They kind of list out all the components, how much of the components, all the things that you're going to need to create or produce whatever the thing is that you're manufacturing or assembling, right?
Kind of like cooking.
Exactly, just like cooking. It's an ingredients list, just like cooking. So instead of 2 eggs and whatever, it's going to be 2 screws and all the other stuff. Yeah.
Could you give me an example of what kind of BOMs there are?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, there's like so many different types of manufacturing processes, obviously. And with that, there's obviously a lot of different types of BOMs. There's like configurable BOMs, engineering BOMs, sales BOMs, assembly BOMs, blah, 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 blah. There's like BOMs for days. Yeah, BOMs for days. So we're not going to get too into like the different, types of BOMs as far as like the details and intricacies in this episode. We're going to focus more on like what all of those different types of BOMs are going to fall into 2 main categories. So we're going to focus on those 2 main categories today. And those are single level and multi-level BOMs, right? Okay. Essentially what those are is it's either assembly or a sub-assembly. So that was kind of like, essentially assembly would just be everything you would need to create your finished product, right? So for example, say you're producing office chairs, right? Your assembly would be like the chair, the armrests, the base, all those things would be put into your assembly, right? Now, on the flip side, if you're doing a sub-assembly, it would be like, so for example, the seat, the base, the armrest, all of those things are actually assemblies on their own, right? So they'll be nested within the other assembly. So essentially, that's what kind of differentiates a single level BOM and a multi-level BOM is how many sub-assemblies are actually nested within it.
That makes sense. It kind of reminds me of building IKEA furniture.
Yeah, definitely. All the different, you build the one part and then the other part and then you put all the parts together. Yeah, absolutely. It's just the same thing, right? So the more simplistic IKEA furniture, those are just assemblies. And then the more, complex one with multiple pieces, that would be like a multi-level BOM if you want to compare it like that.
Just to recap, a single level BOM is the main component and then the multi-level BOMs are broken down into smaller parts.
You got it. Yeah.
How do you know which BOM to use?
I mean, it really boils down to how many rounds of production that you need to do in order to get that final product. So for example, going back to the office chair example, right? If you were to be just assembling that office chair, like you're buying all of those sub-assemblies, like the seat, the armrest, the base, the back, if you're buying all of those completed, then you would just need a single level BOM, right? You just need all of those completed because those to you are just component parts, right? On the flip side, if you're manufacturing that entire chair from the ground up, you're going to have to use multi-level BOMs, right? Because you're going to have a BOM for each one of those sub-assemblies. So a BOM for the seat, a BOM for the base, a BOM for the backrest, and so on and so forth.
Definitely a lot more complex.
Way more complex.
A lot of moving parts.
Exactly, right? So which type of BOM you use is really based on how complex your manufacturing process is. If you're just doing basic assembly, you might be able to get by with just single-level BOMs, but as you build out and as you take more things in-house, you're going to have to start building out more multi-level BOMs.
It's like 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Exactly. It's like it breaks out into a huge tree, like a nervous system.